requested video that I'm here to do for you guys today. It's how to apply cream and powder blushes, more or less the cream blushes, because I rave about them. I love cream blushes. I think they really create a very natural look. So I'm going to show you how I apply them, because I apply them two different ways, and also how I apply my powder blush, not brush, blush. So you can see different techniques and how to make it very natural so you don't have, you know, the bold line going across your face. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm just trying to adjust my light just a teensy bit. Oh wait, no, not that way. I guess we should put them down. There. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I apply first my cream blush, and then I'm going to show you how I apply the powder blush just to set it. I normally don't apply two. I normally just do one. I'll either do the cream or the powder. But this is just to show you the techniques that I'm using. And I do, if you see blush on my cheeks right now, I did apply some. This is later in the day, so mine's kind of worn off. So I'm going to refresh my blush, I guess I should say, but I'm not going to completely overdo it, and I'm just going to show you guys little tips and tricks that I have on how to make it very natural. So I'm going to get right into it. So I'm going to be using my Maybelline Dream Mousse Peach Cream Blush. Looks like this. It's really pretty. So there are two ways to do it. One, you could use your finger, or two, you could use a stippling brush like this. And I've showed you my brush before, and it is really dirty, and I apologize for it. This actually stained my brush, so that is why it's like this. But nevertheless, I'm still going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to show you first how to use your fingers to apply it, and then second, how to use the stippling brush. So I use two fingers. Doesn't matter which two fingers you use, whichever is more comfortable. I use my middle and my pointer finger. So I just pick up some product on my fingers, about this much. And then I kind of smile and find, you know, the apples of my cheeks first, and then work my way up. So I'm going to show you. So I'm just patting it very lightly. And then work my way up my cheekbone. And then just kind of buff it with my fingers. So this already gave me a very bold kind of look. So that's one way to apply it. The other is to use your stippling brush. And what I do is I just, you know, pick up some product, not a whole lot. This really you don't need a whole lot on. And then just kind of smile and find the apples of my cheeks again. I always start there, but you can start, you know, in the middle of your cheekbone. I would not suggest starting at your temple, because then you're going to be applying way too much product right here. I would either start at the apples of my cheeks or right here at the highest point of your cheekbone, and then work your way out. But I'm going to start with the apples of my cheeks, smile, and just kind of, I'm just lightly feathering it. Not touching, like I am touching my face, but I'm barely applying any product. So I didn't pick up a whole lot. And then just kind of working your way up. As you get closer to your temple, I kind of, I don't use as much pressure. So those are the two ways that I would apply my cream foundation. But afterwards, I would take, and this is one of my best kept secrets for making your blush look very natural and just a light glow to your cheeks, is using a big brush like this. This is my Ego Tools bronzer brush, and I love this brush. This is one of my favorite brushes. So I use this, and I just kind of buff out the blush that I've already applied. And the reason being is because it's always a little bit harsh on me, and I don't want it to be so harsh. So I tone it down by buffing it out. And this is really, it's just clean brush. You don't need anything on it. So I just smile and then just kind of buff this. And this is just going to really soften the whole look and make it very natural looking. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but in person, it really tones it down and doesn't create such a drastic look. So now I'm going to move on to my powder blush, and I'm going to show you. And I'm actually going to use this color right here. If you can see this color. Okay? So I'm going to be using either, I use this two ways again. I use either an angled cheek brush or, whoops, sorry, or my stippling brush. So I'm going to show you with the angled cheek brush on the side that I used my fingers for with the cream blush. So I'm just going to pick up some product, tap off the excess, and then this I actually do start at the highest point of my cheekbone for. I start right here, and then I just kind of lightly feather it back and forth, and then working closer more towards my apples of my cheeks, and then dust it up. But I use a very light hand for this because this is the Xoxo Sense 10 palette, if you were wondering, for color blushes. They are super intense, and I love that about them, but for blush, I don't like to have, this huge just line right here like most people do. My aunt has a line like this. Whenever she applies blush, she just, I swear, takes the brightest color she has and goes, whoop, and then she's done, and I always want to go up to her and just be like, ugh, and blend it all out. So I just start here and then working my way to the apples of my cheeks and then just kind of blush, blend it out, work back up towards my temple. So that's how I use the angled brush. And now for the stippling brush, I just pick up product again. And I use the same method as normally I would use for my cream blush, so I just kind of smile. I start at the apples because this brush is so like feathered and lightweight kind of. It doesn't pick up a lot of product, and it doesn't deposit a lot unless you really want it to. It's just, this is one of the best brushes ever. So I'm just working it up to my tempo, and then that's all I would do. If you want, you can work it right in here. So again, I would use, my bronzer brush just to make it very natural looking and just buff it out. This is just one of the best things I do to tone down a lot of my blush. And then if it's still a little much for you, if you, over applied and by accident, if you have, like I have my mineral foundation powder, and it's got a color to it. If you don't, you can take, even a translucent powder. Take a powder, just kind of buff it over that, just because it's going to tone it down a little, and you'll notice the difference right away. But those are my ways for applying blush, and I can say it's worked really well for me for the past couple of years. It's one of my favorite ways to apply them. I don't know of any other way that I would do it if I even could. But I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you, learn maybe some tips and tricks on how to apply your blush and do it a little bit differently. Maybe make it a little bit natural where you just have this light kind of pop of color, and it's just it gives you that nice flush look. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave me any comments and requests down below in the bottom bar, below the bottom bar. If you're watching this on my blog, please leave them in the blog comments, and I will return, I will reply to any comments you leave. So I hope you all enjoyed again, and have a nice weekend, guys. Bye!